This is a Headgum podcast.
Hello, my little freakazoid classmates. I hope you're feeling absolutely fabulous today. And I know that you're wondering, when is the high school guidance counselor going to guide me on my problems, on my trauma, on my drama? Well, guess what, honey? I'm going to start doing it today. That's right. You can email seniorsuperlativespod@gmail.com with the subject line, guidance, classmates. What's the guidance line? Classmates Corner. Because this segment is going to be called Classmates Corner. Now, I really think that you should do this because, I'm going to be giving you free advice. And whoever my hot guest is of the day will also be chiming in with their little noodles. So, please email us at seniorsuperlativespod@gmail.com. And, rid yourself of that high school trauma. Breathe in for luck. Breathe in so deep. This air is blessed. You share with me. This night is wild. So calm and dull. These hearts, they race. From self-control. Your legs are smooth as they graze mine. We're doing fine. We're doing nothing at all. My hopes are high that your kiss might kill me. So you won't kill me. So I die happy. My heart is yours to fill or burst, to break or bury, or where is jewelry? Whichever you prefer. That is my spoken word rendition of Hands Down by Dashboard Confessional.
Amazing.
Thank you. The year is 2006. And, we haven't been in 2006 in a minute, so I'm going to just refresh our little noodles on what on earth is going on in pop culture. Today, we are going to be getting our information from the iconic website popculturemadness.com. Here are some quick facts about 2006. Facebook became open to anyone over the age of 13. Thank God.
Thank God.
Twitter was launched. Irreplaceable by Beyonce. #1 song on the charts. You're irreplaceable.
To the left.
Everything you own in the box to the left. Yes. That is iconic.
That should have been my song.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not my song.
According to this website, the top movies to watch, in no particular order, were Dreamgirls, Mission Impossible 3, The Da Vinci Code, and, of course, Happy Feet. The most famous person in America was probably, and then they don't say who it was. The most famous person in America was probably, okay. Notable books include The Secret and Wisdom of Our Fathers. The Secret has kind of stuck around.
It has stayed.
The Price of Hershey Kisses, as if this is something we at all care about, $2.50.
Wow.
Now that's going to cost you like $7. Ugh, the Funny Guys. Note, funny guys, no funny people. Jim Gaffigan and Dimitri Martin. The controversial funny guy, Stephen Colbert.
Oh.
Sorry, this list is too good. I'm just going to finish it. The Chicken Noodle Soup Dance was very popular, as was Crank That, Soulja Boy, by Soulja Boy Tell 'Em. TBT, throwback, that hashtag TBT was conceived in 2006. Crazy.
TBT.
Blu-ray discs were made available in 2006. And I think I've talked about this on another podcast, but Western Union stopped sending telegrams in 2006. And where were we when the last telegram was sent, you're thinking? Well, I will tell you where we were. We are in Christian County, Kentucky. And we are Nori Reed. Nori!
Hello?
Oh, my God. You're a guest I've been hounding after to come on the show.
Thank you.
And I'm thrilled to have you here, and I can't wait to chat. And that's what we're going to do right now.
Yeah.
So what we love to ask at the top of the show, what was going on in your life? Who were you in high school? Were you in a clique? Were you a sport person? When you were a theater person? What was your high school like? Tell me who Nori was.
Well, first of all, it's so radical for me to be here
Mm-hmm.
because I'm gonna be vulnerable.
Yes,
I'm gonna talk about things I don't really talk about.
I love that.
So you're welcome.
Thank you.
America, you're welcome.
And the
Uh,
episode cuts off, and then it's like, and go to the Patreon and
Yeah.
pay $75 for the rest of this
Absolutely.
episode.
Yep. I was a boy,
Mm.
which that's not the way you say it, I guess. Now that I think about it, that's not the way you say it.
Well, we can edit anything you want.
I think you say.
You're
What do you
allowed to say.
say?
You're allowed to say
What do
whatever
they s-
you want to say.
Okay, yeah.
Don't ask me.
Greta, how do you say the T word right now? I'm kidding. That was a joke.
Oh, I was about to be like trans,
Trans?
but then I
The
realized
other one.
you wanted me to say the other
The
one.
other one.
Yeah.
No, I was in Kentucky,
Yes.
closeted,
Yes.
like as far back as I could
As
go.
deep in the closet as that the closet
Yes.
would allow.
Which for me was not that far back.
Right.
I like
It wasn't
was,
Narnia. It was like you're
No,
still
people-
in.
Yeah, people still, made fun of me for being so feminine. But yeah, I was like in rural conservative Kentucky.
I mean, Christian County.
Christian County. It's in the name.
It's literally in the name.
And I told you earlier, I came out of there, bell hooks,
Huge.
iconic.
Iconic.
There's no statue of her. Can you believe it?
That's fucked.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you should get a statue first, as far as I'm concerned.
No.
I'm kidding.
Together. Me and her together.
Holding hands.
Holding hands. No, yeah, it was a really, I mean, it's like the Bible Belt of America.
Yeah.
I went to church 3 times a week.
Oh my God, Christian?
Pentecostal even. That's like the
Wow.
speaking in tongues
Yes.
stuff.
Io Adebri has spoken about growing up
Wow.
Pentecostal.
Yeah, it was hella Christian. I went to a Christian school,
Oh my God.
Southern Baptist school, from first grade until graduation with the same people.
Whoa, that's so long
Like
with the same
yes,
people.
like 16 kids.
That's it?
Yeah, in my class. Yeah.
So you knew all of them.
Yes.
Obviously. There were only
Yeah.
16 people. Wait, hold on.
I know.
16 kids from first grade until your senior year?
Mm-hmm.
That was it.
And maybe like 1 or 2 of them changed along the way, but for the most part, it was the same people.
So when the class is that small,
Mhm.
like, are there even, you don't even have like the traditional quote unquote high school dynamics of like, I mean, I'm sure there are cliques. 'Cause
There absolutely
Yeah.
were still in crowd and out crowd. What made it so interesting is the intersection of like Christianity, because that was part of your popularity too, was how good of a Christian you were. But like the girls still had to be like slutty, because in that era, like the
Right.
Victoria's Secret and
yes,
with
oh
all
my
that
God.
stuff,
Yes.
girls still had to meet both the Mary and the Madonna, if you will, the
Sure.
Mother Mary and the
Yeah.
the
The
whatever,
whore
Mary
and the
Magdalene.
virgin
Yes.
complex.
So it had to be hella Christian,
Yeah.
but then like on the weekends still
Whore.
whore around.
Yeah.
Which is like now that I'm thinking back, what a crazy.
Very anal
Yeah.
sex isn't vaginal sex
Yes.
vibes, so therefore you are still a virgin.
Exactly. And
Wow.
boob stuff was okay.
So
I remember
titty
that.
fucking.
Titty stuff, yeah, titty fucking, that was okay. God was like, I'll look away.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know,
God's like,
God's like peek,
Yeah.
God's peeking. God's looking away, but he's kind of like, oh,
yeah.
Yeah. But then on Sunday, it's like, who's, up on stage reading the like introducing the pastor and like all that
So
stuff.
were you religious? Like, were you a believer when you were?
It's so complicated because I mean I've been in therapy since I was like 21, and
Mhm.
I'm so I'm so grateful for therapy, because
Yes.
I've been able to really grow as a person. Everyone who knows me is like, no, she hasn't. Everyone's like, interesting, Nori, you're toxic.
Well, there's so much deprogramming that has to be done.
Yes. But sorry, what I was wanting to say is that it's so complicated because there's levels of consciousness of it.
Right.
So in my most like day-to-day life, yes, I was full in, but then of course like in the back there was always that confusion of everyone around me is telling me that I'm wrong and that I'm fundamentally wrong as a queer person.
Right.
And they're vocalizing that constantly at school, at church, at home. It was just constant anti like LGBT stuff. But then I know somewhere inside of this that I am that.
Right.
How do I hold the
Yeah.
two? And you have to put the understanding that you're queer somewhere deep and protect it so that when you leave you can finally address it. But you have to keep it safe.
Right.
You have to like keep it safe and so that no one finds out and knows, but even from yourself you have
Right.
to put it somewhere. So it's like I was full in, but then also somewhere knew that I was different.
Right.
And then when I went to college, I went to a very liberal school. It all kind of exploded. And whenever I was, around people who were extremely liberal, extremely, from like the coastal like elite schools and stuff.
Right.
Then it was like, oh shit, like that was its own identity crisis when I could finally be queer.
Where did you go to college?
Kenyon
Yeah.
College?
Oh, yeah. My husband's dad went to Kenyon, and so
love
many of
that.
my friends went to Kenyon.
Yeah, it's like a really quirky kind
I
of
mean,
liberal
that
school.
is so extreme
Yeah,
to go from
yes.
where, because we had a lot of people at my high school that went to Kenyon,
Yeah.
and I went to one of those progressive, liberal,
Yeah.
like elite private high schools, where like I had like such a different spiritual journey where in high school I was like, I'm fucking atheist. I was like, there is no God. There is nothing like higher. This is it. It was like nihilist almost. And now I'm like, the universe. Like now I'm like, I feel the greater power. Because I do think that it is like, I think it is important to believe in something bigger than yourself.
Yes.
Because the world, Earth, the planets, us existing is truly miraculous.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I don't think that's like God's miracle, but I think in high school, it's so hard when you are kind of developing as an adult and you're confronting these really like big picture ideas. And it's like, when you're being raised in a faith that's like extremely stringent and like extremely like this is the reality, like yeah, like how do you hold the two things? Like I couldn't even imagine, because I feel like when I was in high school that wasn't even a thing that I had to do.
It takes like such a psychic toll, and it really there's like that TikTok sound that's like emotional damage, or you know what I'm saying? I just sounded so offensive. Like everyone listening is like, oh, yikes.
No,
I'm Asian. Oh, there's a camera.
Yeah,
okay, I was like, by the way,
yeah.
I'm Asian. No, but like deep emotional damage in terms of what that does to queer kids. It's like, it's so traumatic, and it's long-term chronic trauma. Like it's a prolonged trauma that you develop like a PTSD from.
I mean,
yeah.
We've had other guests on the show that grew up really religious, and it's the shame, period. Like and that's just the tip of the iceberg. Like that's something that is in like the fiber of your being for a very long time.
Yes.
And that's so hard.
And I don't know if we were going to talk about this or not. And
you can talk about anything you want.
This is not a plug or anything, but I just wrote the first trans character for the Disney Channel.
Yes.
And when I tell you what that has done for me personally, just in terms of healing, and
God,
that was such an amazing thing.
I'm
for
like,
my
this
like
makes
inner
me want to
kid.
cry.
Yes, I'm getting emotional. Like for my inner child, it was like so healing to be like, wow, there's like going to be queer kids in Kentucky who are like going to see that. I'm getting I'm getting emotional. I'm getting emotional. I'm so sorry. This is so
we have tissues. This is a safe space.
Oh my God.
No, I'm also like tearing.
Yeah, it's cool. It's like very cool.
So cool. I mean, I feel insanely privileged that I personally as a child, like, wanted to be Greta Garbo and, like, Marilyn Monroe. I wanted to be, like, 40 years old smoking cigarettes and, like, glamorous in, like, a cinched waist gown. But I think that certainly took for granted the fact that every single Disney princess, if you will, was like, oh, sure, like, that could be me. That looks like me. Like, I can see that. And that's something that you don't consider when you're a child and there's nothing that represents you. That's the most isolating thing in the world.
It's such a strong message. And this is a comedy podcast. Sorry. Sorry, you came here to laugh.
So we're gonna drag Ariel, the Little Mermaid, tough elf.
Yeah. You want to laugh? You wish, bitch.
Yeah.
Buckle in. We're talking about serious stuff.
You want to laugh? Turn on Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
And then you won't. No, but like, it sends a message to young kids that they don't belong. Like they're not supposed to be. That the world isn't for them. And I hate that message. And I'm just like, representation is just one piece of the puzzle. There's like so many other things that need to happen in terms of social movements and like social justice and stuff. But oh god, I just said social justice.
We'll bleep it.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
We'll bleep it.
Oh god, gross. But like representation's a part of it, but it is important. Like,
yes,
it's important for kids to see that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, my little freak ass as a child, you know who I really identified with?
I can't wait.
Chip in Beauty and the Beast.
Yes.
And Gus, the little mouse in Cinderella.
God. Who's like the most amazing character?
Who, by the way, was played by James Corden in
No. Can we bleep that? Can we bleep that? Gross.
I should have been Gus.
You should have been Gus.
Like,
iconic stunt casting.
I know, me as Gus.
I see it.
Me too.
You like full on have a fat suit. It's like so inappropriate. Everyone's like, "Wait, we're doing this?" And you're like, "I'm ready, guys."
I'm like, "It's me, Gus."
Wow.
Oh, we'll do a staged reading and we'll do that. So, okay, we are
back on track.
We are back on track. We're Pentecostal. We're in high school. We're competing for who is the most good Christian while also being a slut and a hoe.
Yes.
Were you, your community though, you were with the Sini kids.
I was with the Sini kids. So in my little Christian county, very conservative, the most welcoming and open people were the Scene kids.
Yes.
Because they were suicidal. No, I'm kidding. Wait, why are they open? Because they wear makeup. I don't know. Like, what is it? Why are they so open?
Okay, because I was a Sini kid.
Okay.
There I am up there. Do you see me up there?
Oh, the bangs.
Yeah.
That's you?
Yes, that's me, honey. Oh. It's because everyone was emo.
Yeah.
And when you're emo, you're like wanting to like explore like the depths of, and you also, at the time we were in high school, it was very like the culture of being like, sports are dumb. Like, I'm a scene person. Yeah, like I'm alt.
Yeah.
Like, I'm watching Donnie Darko and like understanding the nuance of the film. I'm listening to Dashboard. I'm listening to like, other fucking emo
Taking
bands.
Back
Taking Back
was
Sunday.
Huge.
Yeah.
In my little circle.
Yeah.
And the straight guys I was around, they would like kiss and stuff just to be like, fuck you. Or like, just even though they weren't gay, they were just like, they wanted to be like, fuck you as much as they could.
Like subversive.
Yeah, subversive. So they were like, so to them being queer wasn't like evil.
Right.
Whereas to everyone else, it was like wrong.
So would they kiss at school?
Not at school, like after school. Like at school, it was like, we had a dress code. It was very like, they knew how to make us like,
What was the dress code?
It was business casual.
What do you mean?
No jeans.
Okay.
So slacks.
Yes.
Slacks, collared shirts.
Yes.
Whether that be a polo or a button down, tucked in.
Okay.
And no tennis shoes.
Wait.
So literal business
That is
casual.
business casual. You know what
Yeah.
pisses me off about that? Because I went to boarding school my freshman year of high school, and the dress code was so insane that it's like, honey, do us all a favor and just give us uniforms.
Please.
Like-
I craved a uniform.
Yes.
Because at least I look kind of cute, I think.
Because
or
there's something, there's kind of like, you get to be like,
Gossip girl.
yeah, school prep, like cosplay.
Exactly. And so I look like I work at a bank.
You're
like I'm about to like give you some money.
like, I'm on break from H&R Block.
Literally.
Like, that's so funny.
It was bad.
That's bad. Also, like, teens going through that, like, growth weird stage
Yes.
in business
And
casual.
cardigans and like, yes.
That is
No,
hell.
It was.
Like, when your, like, boobs are, like, just coming in, they're, like, weird, like, high, like, clementines. But for me, they were, like, melons. Me and, like, a
Brag.
fucking, like, yeah, bragging about these
God.
huge tits. I had to, like, shove them in, like, a vest or some shit.
Yeah.
Vests were big in scene culture.
Vests were big. We all know
What was your style, like,
after
on
school.
the weekends? Yeah.
So yeah, as soon as I got home,
Yeah.
I put on the pink Volcom shirt.
Love.
Pink
Love.
to show that I was a little different.
Yes.
And then cargo shorts, like above the knee shorts, but with
The pockets.
good pockets, with the pockets.
We're utilitarian.
Yeah, I'm different, but I'm not gay. You know,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
I
yeah.
gotta
That's
be,
what
like,
that is what the cargo.
You have to like get the cargo pocket, or else it's like whoa.
The cargo shirt definitely says I'm different,
Yeah, but
but
not
I'm not
that
different.
Yeah, and then I had the stud belt,
Belts.
and then the Vans.
Okay, this
And that's what
outfit
it
actually
was.
sounds
It was cute.
good.
It was cute.
Like, you could wear that
Yeah,
now
yeah.
and look really good.
I looked really good. Yeah.
What was the hair?
Spiked in the front,
Love.
orange tips.
Oh, so you were allowed to dye your hair?
Well, like it had to be a natural
Shade.
shade. It couldn't. It had to be blonde, brunette,
Right.
or that's it. Yeah.
It couldn't be like pink.
It was like blonde orange. It was like kind of like highlights gone wrong.
Yeah, like an oxidized highlight,
Yes,
if you
'cause
will.
I did them. I did them at home.
Through the shower cap.
And you poke.
Yeah,
You poke the hole in it.
you
Yes.
pull it
Yes.
out. I love that.
And then full on like Hollister vibes, like
Love.
you know.
PacSun.
Yeah.
We're going to. Are we doing Hot Topic?
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
The bunny. What's that like bunny?
Happy Bunny!
Yeah,
I
that, like,
talk
would
about that all the
say-
time.
Like would say like awful things, but
yeah,
it's a bunny or
it's
something.
like a little white
Yeah,
bunny, and then
it's
it
like,
would be like,
I'm racist.
Yeah.
And it's like what? It's like
or it would be like asterisk exclamation point at off. So it's supposed
Yes.
to say like fuck off or something like that.
yeah. It's like I have knives and like
Yeah.
It was like what?
I actually do quickly need to pull up a Happy Bunny shirt
Thank
because
you.
I bring up Happy Bunny all the time, and I finally stopped bringing it up because I've said to people, "Were you a Happy Bunny person?" And they're like, "What?" And
No,
I'm like, "Come on,
come on.
Oh, here's a good one. Here's a good one. Cute but psycho. Things even out.
Wow. With the straight jacket.
Also, the straight jacket.
Yes.
Is also, wait, that's not even an original Happy Bunny. This is like the original. This is on Etsy. I'm going to buy this for you. Wait, this just says a fucking coordinate of something. But I do like that this shop on Etsy is called Cursed Tea Alley. Okay, this is the last one that I'm going to show you. This is what I'm going to get us.
Oh
I
my
need to
God.
bleep out this girl's face. It's not your fault, but I'm blaming you anyway. I love that.
It's just always the like the hand over the mouth, like
Toxic culture.
yeah, it's like we were as kids, like that age, we were in so much pain,
Oh,
deep amount of pain,
crying for help.
and anything that we could just like that was a reflection of that, we were like, oh my God.
You know how
Yeah.
everyone says now, like, that's toxic, that's toxic, that's
Mhm.
toxic. I'm like, if you didn't go to high school in between like, not even, between like 2001 and 2010, I feel like you really don't know what peak toxicity is all about.
Yes, with even just the like the body image stuff
The body image stuff, the
was
music.
horrific. Yeah.
It's crazy. Okay, wait. I need to go to a little break right now because we got to sell product. You know what I mean? To keep the show going, to pay for the show, to pay for Tevi, my producer. So
Yeah.
please just hang on, because when we get back, we're going to talk about more incredibly vulnerable stuff. We might even cry again.
Maybe.
And we're back. And just like that.
And just like that.
Che?
Is she here? I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
I just misgendered Che.
Are they here?
On air. Are they here?
HBO comes in,
Yeah.
takes us out.
I have a story for you later.
Okay, I love that. Okay, so are we playing sports? Are we doing theater?
I was so bad at sports, terrified of the ball. Like, I remember my mom forced me to be on a youth soccer team to like butch up. And I would run away. So the ball would come towards me. I would run the opposite direction of the ball.
Iconic.
The coach is going, no, you got to run to the ball. I'm scared for my life.
Yeah.
My parents are so embarrassed and ashamed. Traumatic. It was like so bad. I was not doing sports.
So then you were like, no, we're not doing sports.
Can't do sports. There was no theater. There was none of that.
So it was just sports.
It was sports.
Was there chorus?
Not really. I mean, church. Here we go. I was the worship director of my church.
What does that mean?
So every Sunday we would have praise and worship.
Okay.
I'm talking, do you know Hillsong?
Yes.
We were doing Hillsong songs.
Got it.
Like very like rock.
And I have a
kind of
story for you
music.
about that.
Oh.
Off air.
We should do one for the Patreon. so we can pay a little money and get a little bit more. You know what I mean? So I was like on the piano.
Yeah.
Can I just give you a picture?
Please.
Here? I'm in the closet, right?
Yes.
Full on Elton John Liberace. Just like every Sunday, like on that piano, just like, you know,
I didn't know
glitter
that you
everywhere.
could play piano like that.
I was definitely a musician in
Yes.
high school. So I
Yes.
played drums, piano, guitar.
Wow.
Yeah, that was my creative outlet. And like I remember one Sunday, the pastor asked if he could talk to me, and he was like, "Are you gay? This is real." And I was like, "No, like what? Like, are you kidding?" I was like, "No," and he was like, "Oh, well, you know, just if you are, like, you can't be up there like playing and stuff." And I was like, "Oh, I'm not." And he was like, "Okay." And this is like, when I think back on it, it was so inappropriate. Not even just it was so like, we were alone in his office.
No, that's...
And a part of me now as an adult looks back and goes, was there and you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
I don't even have to say it. Like, at the time, I didn't even think about it that way.
Of course not.
I just thought, oh no, like, you know, it's a moral, but I'm like, wait a second.
Yeah. Something else is happening there.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Alone in the office with pastor, preacher, terrifying.
I refuse to keep this podcast light.
Yeah, no,
I
and
will
we
not do
shouldn't.
it.
And we shouldn't.
If as soon as we start to get, I'm like, no,
Drop it right back down.
We're going right back down.
We must.
To the bottom.
Yes.
Yeah. No. That was the vibe of my town. Of
It
like.
sounds awful.
It's like I never watched Footloose.
Yeah.
But is this what Footloose is like? Is this Footloose?
Kind of. I mean, I
Yeah.
haven't seen it in a minute, but yeah,
Yeah.
basically.
Just the most toxic place on earth. Yeah, it was really
Why
bad.
did your family live there?
Thank you for asking that, because I will say this. When my mom's Korean, my dad's white, but my mom's Korean, and I like skip I'm like, my dad's white, just don't even
We'll
think
bleep
about
it
that
out,
part.
don't
But
worry.
my mom is Korean, so you know, I'm Korean. But when I was born in Fort Campbell, which is this army base that's in Kentucky, people in Fort Campbell, they can either live in Christian County or Clarksville, which is like Korean community. There was a nice mall there.
It sounds great.
There's more culture. Or there's Christian County. Boone. No one lives there. I was the only Asian in my school. No
Oh,
other Asians.
God.
And this bitch moves to Christian County.
Why?
Why? Why? I need to make a podcast to answer that question.
Yeah.
And that's when I need you guys to listen to my new podcast. Why?
It becomes like a true crime limited
Yes.
series where
Yes.
it's like going back to interview people as to why you moved there.
Yeah, why she did that. Because it's like this most, and the answer to that question actually is I'm like, should I make this a podcast? No.
I mean,
I'm like, I don't want to give away the answer so fast, but my mom told me later, because I asked her that question, she was like, I hate Korean people. Because they're so gossipy. They love to gossip. And so she was going to this Korean church in Clarksville.
Got it.
And she said that she couldn't stand the gossiping.
Right.
And the comparing and the like who has what and whatever. That was like the toxic side to that community was
Right.
like always comparing like stuff. So she was like, I don't want any part of that. I'm going to go and be like the Korean
in Christian County.
She was like, watch out, there's a Korean person in town. And I'm that bitch.
Wow.
That was the vibe, which is kind of iconic.
Yeah, that's like,
right?
I mean, I think that that's brave.
Yeah.
Some would say, because it's like, cool. I'm sure no one was used to seeing, was it just white people?
White and black people, very segregated. Incredibly segregated, white, black. And my Christian school that I went to, extremely white. I was the only Asian. I believe there was one other black person in my class, or like one black person in my class, but she left because it was so
White.
racist. Yeah.
So fucking crazy.
Yeah, and I will talk about this more in my podcast. Why?
Did you drink in high school?
Oh, yes. Sorry, that made it sound like I drank a lot, which is not the case.
I mean, I fully went to high school with teenage alcoholics.
I just got excited because I just immediately got a flashback of the disgusting stuff we would drink.
This is usually the point of the podcast when I say, what is a quintessential Nori high school moment? And maybe this kind of like parlays into that.
We started drinking in middle school.
Okay, same.
And it was like 8th grade, I think, when everything started to pop off. And we would drink Gatorade with tequila. And it was so bad.
Where would you get the tequila?
Our friend Zach.
Shout out to Zach.
Shout out. I just want to really quickly shout out Zach. His parents fucked. They like
really?
they were like the city's undertakers.
No, they were not.
They were they had the funeral home. And they made because those people, they make money.
Recession proof, honey.
Everyone
has to
dies.
die.
Everyone dies. Like my friend Megan. Anyways, we'll talk about Megan later. But anyway, that was a joke. But she did die. Actually, it's a drunk trip. Anyways.
In high school?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
It was weird. It was sad. Anyways, back to Zach and his rich family.
Yeah.
They had so much money. So when his parents were gone, we would, swimming pool vibes, like, mansion vibes.
Yeah.
We'd swim in his pool. They had so much alcohol, but like we would just take the tequila and then do that combo. Or Sprite and tequila. That was the other one.
Okay, Sprite and tequila is not that terrible. Tequila and Gatorade is rough.
It was wretched. Yeah.
Oh.
No drugs. There was just no
weed?
Drugs. There was no weed.
Cigarettes?
Lots of cigarettes.
Yeah, we loved to smoke cigs.
But weed for me was college.
Oh, I was weed in high school.
Yeah.
And then post high school, weed started making me so paranoid. But I was like cigarette weed girl in high school.
Yeah.
And then I started drinking more by the end of high school.
Yeah.
But I was like, zany, stoner, like, I'll smoke you out and we can listen to Postal Service.
I wish I had that because in my town it was like alcohol, meth.
Yes.
There was like nothing in between.
A classic combo.
Alcohol, meth.
Yeah.
Those were your two. Like there wasn't any fun weed moment. I wish I had those weed moments in high school.
It's so interesting because in my mind I feel like weed has become this thing like through movies and whatever where it's like, oh, everyone in high school has like the
Yes.
stoner person in their class with like bongs and all of this shit. But then there have to be pockets of the universe where like kids do not have access to weed.
We literally had a meth kid
That's crazy.
instead of the weed kid.
Just the kid that was doing meth.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Wow.
At Pentecostal services on meth.
Well, at school.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
I should not be. I don't think I should just be like saying people's names.
Well, we can shout out Zach, but
I don't.
maybe we shouldn't.
I'm just. I like say that. I'm like, yeah, and there's that guy that murdered someone. Tony. Yes. Oh my God, he murdered that girl, Megan. Yeah.
Oh.
Crazy.
But is there like any is there any like high school story that you feel was like really definitive for you?
I have one.
Tell me.
Mission trip.
Oh my God.
We went to what? Why that face? Because it's
Tevi's
it's
bullying
sad.
us.
It's too sad. This whole thing's been too sad. That's why you're looking at me like that.
What was the mission?
Yeah, it just sounds like traumatic.
So you don't want another. You're like
We haven't even gotten to the high school guidance counselor
you
yet.
Literally you're like, hey,
No, I feel
you're like
bad.
time out. You're like time out. We've had a lot of trauma in this podcast.
Mission trip.
I don't like it, but it's good.
It's fun. It's
hilarious.
Costa Rica.
It's
How can
vacation.
you not?
I want to hear more.
Because mission trip is obviously excuse for
Trip,
vacation.
vacay.
Vacay. It has nothing to do with souls.
No.
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 It's about us going to Costa Rica and other people paying for it.
Yes,
Because we
absolutely.
raised money to go.
Absolutely.
Yeah. We drank on mission trip. We had sex on mission trip.
Oh my God.
So- How about that, Tavi?
Doing missionary on mission.
Yes. And doggy.
Wow.
Not
And
me.
doggy.
Oh no. Oh, I hooked up with someone. I hooked up with a boy
Really?
on mission trip.
A Costa Rican boy?
No, in our hotel,
Yeah.
there was a group of kids just on vacation
Uh-huh.
from Connecticut.
Oh
were,
my
like-
God.
Like, and one of them, we like looked at each other in the hotel, just looked at each other. We hooked up
Like make out or like
a little bit more.
oh my God.
But not
Was
that
that
much
your
more.
first time hooking up?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh, sounds kind of fun, right? Sounds kind of fun, Tavi.
Was it fun?
Yes.
Where did you hook up?
Should I say his name? No, I'm just like, I'm kidding. But I do know, his name. In my room.
Oh my God.
And yeah, he was like really hot.
I
He's a
love
swimmer.
that. Oh my God.
And like bisexual, which
A bisexual
right?
swimmer doesn't get any better than that.
In 2006, like that's pretty hot.
That's very hot.
Yeah,
Swim fan.
swim fan, deep swim fan, and we kept in touch for so long after.
Really?
And because he ended up going to like Oberlin,
Uh-huh.
so
Oh,
it was
so
like
you're
we
both
would just,
like
but we never like saw each other after that. But we did kind
Right.
of like just like, oh, I'm going to Kenya, and like da, 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 blah, blah, blah. Yeah.
that's so
Yeah.
crazy.
And it was actually kind of it was a little bit like a bridge
Yeah.
from like the world it kind of opened things up for me where I could start to
See where you're like, oh,
Mhm.
maybe this.
maybe there's a good life after
Right.
this.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow. That's
Yeah.
hot.
It was hot.
I'm gonna knock. I'm gonna do it like this because I know that the knocking has been scaring people. So are you ready?
Oh,
Is that a knock on the door that I hear?
I heard it too.
Oh my God, it is. Guess what?
What?
We're in the high school guidance counselor's office. And guess who's your guidance counselor? Me.
Oh my god.
Me. I rip off my shorts, spread my legs.
Oh. Yeah.
In this segment of the podcast, we
Mm.
like to, heal a wound of the past, rectify our wrongdoing. You
Mhm.
can use this, you can yield the time however you want. You can say fuck you to someone, you can apologize to someone. It's whatever you want to do. It's just in this moment, after we talk about it, work it out in the guidance counselor's office, then you never have to think about it again. If there's something that's been
Ooh.
haunting, gnawing at your door.
Well, my high school experience was pretty good. I can't really
That's
thought
good.
that was a joke.
It's because from the
Hey,
sounds
'cause
of it
kinda
sounds
sounded
really
like
good.
it was not very good. Well, I had a friend. Okay. Her name was. Why am I doing this? Why do I keep doing this?
Everyone does. It's natural.
And she was that girl where she was your friend, but would say the like meanest thing
Everyone has one.
possible.
Yes.
Or like at first it's like towards everyone else, so it's safe.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, that's actually really funny because she was so hypercritical and smart in the way that so perceptive.
Mm.
So when it's other people, it's like that's funny.
Yeah.
But then out of nowhere, she like kind of attacks you,
Friend bully.
and you're like, oh my! I thought we were like
Friends.
She started a name for me. And I didn't even know that it was her at first who started it until later.
No.
And it was No Neck Nori. And that was hard. I will say that was hard for me. Out of all the traumas that I've talked about today, that was the worst. Bigger than anything else.
Well, that's fucking awful.
Bigger than the trans stuff. The no neck. That was the worst.
Wait, now I can't tell if you're being serious or not.
That was a joke, but maybe it wasn't. Maybe it wasn't a joke. Now that I'm thinking about it, it was really rough.
Well, I think
Yeah,
that
fix it.
I'm going to fix it. I'm going to fix it right now. I think that that's more damaging on like a public facing level because like being trans and being so closeted, that's something that you had to like carry so deeply inside of you. Whereas when someone is like critiquing
Your
and
appearance.
commenting on your appearance,
Yes.
something that's like for everyone to see.
And it's so specific.
Yeah.
And so so like perceptive.
Yeah.
It's like, oh,
Yeah.
she found everyone's like
Thing.
She
What a broken, sad girl.
She was pretty sad.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
like truly now that like when you step back from it,
Yes.
you're like, oh, you sad, damaged person.
Clearly something was going on in her home life that would make someone be that mean.
Well, to me,
Probably.
that's like that's like partially learned behavior.
Yeah.
Because to be able to be so perceptive to like tap into someone else's physical insecurity or
Yes.
something like that, I'm like, oh, you're seeing that or like you're picking that up somewhere somehow.
Yeah.
And that shit is really fucking damaging.
Yeah.
And it makes you feel crazy.
And I will okay, I just realized something. Bratz made me a Bratz doll,
Yes.
and one of the comments in the like post was like no neck queen.
Okay.
Was that her? Do you think that was
Oh my God. Well, we need to go back through the comments and find out.
We need to figure out if that was or not.
Imagine if that's her and she's like, lol, like, beep, beep, remember me, hun? Like,
Because like a lot of the comments were like, I feel like body positivity has gone to a place that is so psychotic that
yeah.
it's almost like eating its own tail or something.
Yeah.
And like a lot of the comments were like, no ass, big tummy, go off. Like it was so like, because they made me a virtual Bratz doll, and she's not only the first trans doll but the first fat doll. So like she's like plus size.
Yeah.
And people were so excited and so happy.
Right.
That the comments were so hurtful.
Right.
Because it was like them being like, this is so amazing.
Right.
But this is the thing that you were the most insecure about.
Right.
I'm reading the comments.
Am I wrong?
Yeah. Someone said I'd commit various felonies for a plus-size Bratz doll.
There you go. We
And
got
then
a criminal on our hands.
you keep scrolling and it's like, oh, pregnant Bratz doll, that's incredible.
Oh
it's
my
like,
God.
she's not pregnant.
People used to think like my boobs were so big before I got a reduction. I had really big boobs in middle school, and I went to this restaurant one time with my dad and a hostess. I was like 13, and a hostess, I don't remember, I was wearing this dress that I thought was really cute. It was like when baby doll dresses were really in.
Always in. Always in.
And she was like, oh my God, looked at me and my dad and was like, when are you expecting? And I wanted to be like,
Oh
if
my
you were
God.
to think I was pregnant, number one, gross. Number two, if you think that is the person that got me pregnant, you need to be calling the police.
That is so wrong on
I know.
so many levels.
I know. It was crazy.
She was out for blood that day. She was like, how can I?
She was getting dressed. She
Yes.
slicked her hair back. She was like,
Yeah,
it's war
it's
today
war.
on these fucking hoes.
She went to war.
Well, was with herself every
Thank
single
you.
day.
I have compassion for now.
And you know what? We don't have to have compassion for her because
Fuck
what
that
she did was
bitch.
really fucking annoying and dumb. I think, though, it is like important to recognize, oh, she was clearly going through some shit. That doesn't mean that you need to
Clearly.
also be like, you're forgiven. No, that was fucked up.
I'll be honest. I was getting huge les vibes from.
Yeah, she probably wanted to fuck.
I think she was a lesbian.
Oh, lesbian vibes. So she was like closeted as well.
I feel like there may have been some
Energy.
closeted friends coming together.
Yeah.
Energy, because she was very lesy to me.
Well, we'll do a check-in after the pod.
Is that how
and
you
we'll
say
see.
it? Lesy?
Yes.
Is that the way you the
That's
proper
the politically
way?
correct way to say it.
Lesy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Very lesy. Giving lesy vibes.
If you could go back in time and give your high school self any advice, what would it be?
Oh my God, that's so sweet. It's like, do you watch Drag Race?
Yeah.
This is so you have you like have a picture. You're like, look at this no neck queen.
Talk to her. Talk to her.
Look at this girl with no neck. What would you say to
Yeah.
her?
I say, actually, called in.
You said this. That's so funny. God, I would say. I feel like everything's such a cliche. Like, I don't want to.
No, I
slip
think
into
those
any
things are
cliches.
beautiful.
Yeah, I mean, it's not your fault. It's not you. It's them. Like as much as I could reassure that person that they are literally for some reason in an environment where everyone around them is wrong, and she must feel crazy about that, because talk about gaslighting. It's like, when everyone around you is telling something, that is your reality. Like, that's what you believe is true. And I would try my absolute best to tell that person that you're not wrong, that you're right, and everyone around you is wrong. And just as much as I could give them that validation.
And that you hook up with a cutie swimmer.
And if you just wait
Yeah.
a couple months, you were going to go to Costa Rica and hook up with an incredible person who was so hot.
I love
Oh my
that.
God, he was so hot.
That's beautiful advice.
Isn't that beautiful? He was so hot.
He was so hot.
Huge neck. Like,
No neck and huge neck.
isn't that the
Finding
God,
love
look
in
at
a
God.
hopeless place.
Look at God.
God is good.
God is good.
Did you go to prom?
Yes.
What did you wear?
I wore a tux that was black with a pink.
Love.
It's like I was so in the closet. It's like, honey, were you? Like, were you though? Because I don't know. Like satin pink vest and then silver tie.
Cute.
The slick up.
Yep.
At that point the orange tips were gone.
Okay.
So it's just black, and then gorgeous date. She was like the most beautiful.
Where was she from?
We
Your
went to
high
the same
school.
school.
Great.
She was like in love with me,
Oh.
and it was so bad. This is okay. This is a true story, and please don't be sad. Please just laugh at this. So, with true story, gorgeous person, gorgeous girl. All the guys had crushes on her, and for whatever reason, she liked me. Asian fetish. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, she probably also felt safe with you. Because
yes.
I was always drawn to boys
I was
that ended
sensitive.
up being gay.
Yes.
Because I was like, oh, you don't want to rape me.
Exactly. I was so sensitive and just like quiet, and like I could see how with boys being the way that straight boys being the way
Yes.
that they are. That anyways, we go to prom. I drive her home. We're like sitting in my car. She makes a move, tries to kiss me. I like kind of go away, and she starts crying, and she was like, "Why won't you?" She was like, "I don't get it. Like, I feel like we would be really good together. I don't understand why you won't kiss me." And I literally had to scramble. I had to figure out an answer on the spot.
What
and
did you say?
I went, God. I was like, I'm sorry. I'm in a relationship with God. I was like, it's just, I'm kind of all in. I'm all in on God, and I just can't get any distractions, and I'm just really, I feel really committed to God. And she I remember her just like looking at me with this like what? And then like running out of my car, like slamming the door. Yeah.
That's the episode. That's the title of the episode. I'm in a relationship with God.
I'm in a relationship with God, so I can't kiss you.
That's a really funny thing to say to someone now. They're like, why are you stopping seeing me, or why do you want to go on a date with me? To literally just be like, I'm actually seeing someone else. I'm seeing God.
God. Yeah, never mind.
If that person
is listening, I'm so sorry. And she's literally so beautiful.
I'm sure she's fine now.
I'm also like, at this point in my life, I'm like bi or pan or like whatever. I'm open to all genders. So if that person's listening,
Get
it's
in touch.
actually full circle. I like get in touch. I'm still that person. I'm still that sweet, lying ass person.
Yeah.
But just different. Yeah.
Yeah. My final question of the pod is:
let's wrap it up.
Did you have a senior superlative?
I had 2.
Okay, not to brag.
I had 2.
What were they?
Voted by the school. Best dressed.
Okay, obviously.
Obviously, deep in the closet. Best dressed. I can't. And then the second, most likely to succeed.
What? And
isn't that? Yeah.
Both true.
Oh, look at that.
Both true.
Look at that. I'm like, they bullied me with an inch of my life. They're giving me like, there's like, they're so
They're
supportive.
Like, you have amazing style, and
Yeah.
we know you're going to succeed.
It's like, did you watch 30 Rock?
Yes.
When Liz Lemon goes to her reunion and she's the bully.
Yes.
You talk to all these people that I've said their names, and they're like, Nori was a monster. We literally were like, if you're queer, just tell us because we want to support you. And then she set the school on fire. She just set it on fire for no reason. Yeah.
It's like that scene in Orange County when they set the admissions building on fire.
Yes, I did that.
Nori, thank you so much for doing my pod.
Thank you for having me. And
This was so fun.
I do feel like I took it to some
No,
like,
I would
places,
actually classify this. We should actually recategorize ourselves in iTunes as therapy, self-help.
Yeah.
I think.
The body keeps the score.
The body
kind of vibes today.
The secret.
The secret.
But
I had a good time, and
I had a great time.
If anything, this is I don't know who your ads are today, but BetterHelp. BetterHelp is
Do you use BetterHelp?
I don't.
Okay.
But I will. No. I'm just saying that therapy.
Yeah, therapy.
If you are thinking about therapy,
run, don't walk.
Run, because it is an incredible, incredible thing.
Yeah.
That's what I'll say.
I love that.
Yeah.
Nori, where can everyone find you?
On Instagram, just Nori Reed.
Love.
On Twitter, real Nori Reed.
Love.
Long story, I won't get into it.
And if you're in Los Angeles, please go and see Nori live.
Absolutely. I'm always performing.
Always.
I put the shows in my Insta stories.
As I say every single week on the pod, stay cool, never change. Until next time, ta-ta.
Ta-ta.
That was a Headgum podcast.